Oh, welcome. I hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know if anybody's even listening. Like these voices in the background makes them feel virtually not alone. Your host, General Griswold Gaius, member of the First Law Regression Protocol and a member of the Fraternal Regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy. On behalf of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency, I say hello. I speak as with the film. We have some all-stars in the hive mind today. 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 Hello, and welcome to the Sunday service stream. What did they do? Hi, I'm your host, General Griswold Gaius, Grim of the First Life Ingression Protocol. Hello. I see the assassins have failed. Card for the show is that one. From the casino deck so far, we have the Jack of Hearts. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's going to be a Sunday service in which we visit with our good friend Dwayne. And take on some allegations directly, as well as we discover what did they do? What did they do? It's a Sunday service. I hope you guys are ready. Savings throws coming up right after this. Now there's something I ought to address right away. I've experimented with turning slow mode on in the chat, in the Hive Mind chat. Everybody with the wrench should be immune. I don't know. It's a thing. Meanwhile, Vegas card of the show, the 10 of Hearts.
Lots of hearts in the hearts today, but that doesn't mean the die roll is going to be good for it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Grim Grizz streams. We do a little thing called savings throws versus mind control. That's where you choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart as the basis for your savings throw. I rolled the die, and if it's over 10, you take half damage from the mind control and the rest of the show and the rest of your day. If it's under 10, you take full damage. Did I say over 10? If it's under 10, you take full damage. If it's over 10, you take half damage. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Slack choosing wisdom. That's so weird. You're not supposed to say indigo. Okay. I guess it is a hard day. Survivalists. The number of transformation, that's an 11 for you. Socialists. Good thing you dodged it, actually, Slack. That's a Trinity. That's a 3 for you. See it? There it is. Lovers of wisdom. Disciples for you. That's a 12. Heart folks with the nat 20 plus 3 to next stream. Look at that indigo, kids. Solid 10. Solid 10. You made your saves. Welcome. This is the Sunday service for April 7th. The pre-eclipsia day. It's pre-eclipsia day. It's so exciting. What did they do? The What Did They Do stream. All right. And now, before we get into it, a money boat. Oh, hey, look, it's Charlie's Little Corner. He's been on the Friday Morning Nameless under an assumed name. There will be a stream tomorrow as well. I don't know. There could be earthquakes tomorrow. Maybe we'll be busy. Okay, so for the topic of today's stream, I was led to all of the things on this card by one known as Dwayne over from Dry Creek Wrangler School, and I'm curious if you've been exposed to this man via the algorithm rather than myself. Please let us know in the replay comments for a +5 on next stream savings throws. Because I think there's a lot of overlap between the Petersonian donut audience and Dwayne. A couple of weeks ago, I guess, he came out with a pretty hard-hitting video in which he suggested you shouldn't forgive everybody unless they ask. And he apparently caught a lot of flack for that one and made a follow-up addendum today. But here's some of the original.
Anybody agreed with me. So I've gone back and looked at it again and again and again. And I'm right. All right, I'm right. If the church tells you you have to forgive somebody who has done you wrong, whether they ask for it or not, they're wrong. If a pastor tells you that, they're wrong. And usually they come at it from the side of, well, you need to do that for your own sake, for your own good. No. All right, that sounds like really good and lovey-dovey and everything, but it's putting a burden on you that is not fair for you to carry. Let the emotion go. Don't become bitter and mean and fearful. All right. Control your emotions, but don't carry the burden of having to forgive the unforgivable.
Now, I'd like you touched on it there, Dwayne, but really the point is that if you like they say forgive people so you don't hold on to the resentment like a bitter poison inside you for the rest of your life. And that's I don't think you really hit on that enough about the not being resentful and bitter. You kind of just over it. But I think that's an important point.
Okay. All right. I hope that helps. Study it out for yourself. All right. Don't take my word for it. All right. Study it out for yourself. But stop carrying burdens that even God Himself hasn't asked you to carry. Stop carrying burdens that even God Himself doesn't carry. Why would you try to carry something that even God Himself doesn't carry? All right. Society will put burdens on you. The church will put burdens on you. Out of good intentions, family will put burdens on you. All right. Burdens that you don't need to carry. All right. Let it go and live.
Now, he didn't make the point very well again in that particular clip. But remember, everybody, the gist of that was that God makes people ask for forgiveness before He forgives them, and so should you.
Those used to get. We're the new homeless. Yeah. Oh wow. It's true.
I taught you how to quit, right? So how do you do a clip mail for me? You can like make a clip and then tweet it and then add Pastor Paul say clip mail.
Hey, Pastor Paul.
Are you saying we should LARP as adults?
With like civic
Human responsible duties. For why to do it again? That's really what we're trying to do. And give and act like fully mature men for the benefit of everyone. For the benefit of everyone, he said. Is that part? LARP like grown men for the benefit of everyone?
Is that what you're recommending people do?
On the other side of the LARP gate, Pastor Paul.
My question to you.
Sir, from this side of the LARP gate, where
Basically get what all the homeless here. Those used to get. We're the.
Welcome. This is the Sunday service. What did they do stream? We're almost to the what did they do part, but first, here's some of the blowback good old Dwayne got, or Dwayne describing some of the blowback he got from that video.
And you guys went in. I say you guys. That's a broad brush. That's not fair. I don't want to be unfair. But many of you went in and you found a verse or two verses that seemed to back up what you already believed and what you wanted to believe. And you said, see there, the Bible says it. No, the Bible didn't say it. Now, many of you pointed where Jesus is on the cross and He said, Father, forgive them for they know what they do. Define forgive in that instance.
Quit leaving the not out. You're going to catch so much shit for that.
There are several Greek words in the New Testament that different words that are translated forgive, forgiving, forgiveness. All right. So if you look at that where Jesus said, Father, forgive them for they know what they do. And then you guys got on there, those of you that did. All right. And you said, see there, Dwayne, you're wrong. And my answer to that is no, you're ignorant. If you take that one instance where Jesus said, Father, forgive them for they know what they do. Well,
this is called a reaction video part. I'm doing a reaction. You see,
they're crucifying Him. And you go and check out every instance in the Bible where the word forgiveness is used. If you use that without defining that word, you directly contradict the Bible. The Bible contradicts itself and you contradict God. And if you find one passage, Matthew, that says, if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out so you don't go to hell. And then you go to
and then it goes kind of on the tangent for a minute, but this they know not what they do. Landed hard on me, probably because he left the not out. And it made me write on this here card for the show: incarnate relevance, realization, resurrection. Incarnate relevance, realization, and then resurrection. So what did they do is the thing. They didn't know what they did. Do we now know what they did? And was it the relevance realization of the incarnation that and what therefore is the relevance of the resurrection? Why does it matter that it's like, say it's all true, say you throw in and believe, right? What's the significance? What's the relevance? What's the impact? What's the implications that the divine like looked out, it was like, oh, they think it's too hard, let me show them how to do this, and went into the flesh. And what is it that the resurrection indicates of the victory over death? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? And so what did they do? That's my question to you. Also leave that in the replay comments for a +5 next stream savings throws, because by gosh, the channel likes that. I have some more timestamps. Let's see what else I timestamped.
Go back. Remember, Jesus said, don't take this to the Gentiles. Don't take this message that I'm preaching. This is not for them. Don't give it to the Gentiles. Don't give it to the Samaritans. This is only for Israel. I'm only speaking to Israel. When he sent the disciples out to preach, he said, this message that I'm preaching is only for Israel. That's why Matthew 5, 6, and 7 does not line up with Romans and Ephesians. Because
that's the part I clipped there, because you see, Dwayne, if you're watching, what this little corner is consists of a bunch of different denominations that argue about or discuss, ruminate on such things. And I'm not familiar enough with the Bible to know, but I'm curious what my friends, if the TLC think, does this Matthew 5, 6, and 7 not line up with those other two? Is he making a good point there? And if so, what was that point? What was that point? What else do you? Oh, there's another timestamp, but I'm sure by now everybody needs some branding.
The list?
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right? What room? I want to cast Magic Missile. The room where he's casting all these spells from. He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
And hello, Milan. It was the magic missile time, not the magic bird time. But it's good to see you, Martuccino. Martuccino, good to see you. Hey, what the heck is that, Kale? What are even those? What are even those? And now, I had this part timestamped for some reason.
my study has brought me to the understanding that just like God does with us, we do not forgive others unless they ask for forgiveness. Most of your churches today, most of your pastors are not churches, and they're not pastors. They're pop psychologists with a little bit of a religious tint and taint and flavor to them.
Tint and taint and flavor. What do you... Ooh, those are some harsh words, eh? React.
They want to put out there what makes you feel good. I don't give a flying rip what makes you feel good if it contradicts Scripture.
And we do have one more. Actually, I'll save the last one because I wanna make a little detour because also on this card here and maybe on the board behind me, it says like a child noob. And so while we're talking about this sort of thing, this Jesus guy, the whole religion, whatnot, this whole like a child thing came up in my mind, and that means noob. That means noob because one more. Trust me, having spent more than 40 years trying to figure it out, the thing that a child knows least of all is itself. And like as we go along, we're trying to figure out ourselves. We're like we pick favorites. Oh, this is my favorite. And then sometimes we cling to that as an identity. Like we make I'm the jackass that always has a liter of Mountain Dew in his hand. That's who I am. And those are that is the formation that I think must be dissolved in the transfiguration / rebirth that's meant by the phrase become like a child again. That forget yourself, what you think you know of yourself, what you formed to get you through to the point where you need to be reformed and reborn. And that's why this guy wrote like a child, like a noob on the card there. On the card. Luke Thompson is asking for prayers. They were supposed to be sending them to me, but I guess you can have some too, Luke. I guess you can have some too. That's the short one, which is good for nicotine reasons. This is the Sunday service What Did They Do stream. The What Did They Do thing is we're beginning a discussion on the incarnation, relevance, realization of the incarnation and the resurrection. But I since I've had this asynchronous reactive conversation with Dwayne over his latest video, I also need to include the following timestamp and information therein, which is here.
Right. And if any of you guys are watching this, let me just say, for you fellas out there who take my videos, these videos that talk about anything theological, and you stitch them and sit there and give your comment, that's dishonest. Because I'm not there to clarify anything. All right. I'm not there to give an answer. All right. You take what I say. And here's the funny thing. Everybody that does this has a little tiny channel. So you're using me to get clicks. All right. And I don't respect that. If you call yourself a man of God, you're
now he's specifically addressing other channels, but since I'm doing something close enough, I would like to take the time to explain to you what we're doing here. Is first of all, we've noticed each other here in these comment sections, and that we're actually people, and we've come together and we chew things together on this flotilla of channels, and in that sense, I'm bringing your points of discussion into our conversation. Not so much using you for clicks and such. And so that's a point.
Your job is to preach the word, not to gatekeep doctrines and find those who are teaching something else and go through and gatekeep and say, this is what I believe. I have no respect for what you're doing. All right. I look at your channels. I see them.
I didn't mean to imply anything I'm doing has respect. I am who I am. But
when they come up and I look at your channels and I watch your other videos, and there's things you come up with that I don't agree with, but I have enough respect for you that I will not take your video and stitch it and sit here and pick it apart for all the people who watch me. All right.
Boy, howdy, would I get some subscriptions if you did.
The disrespect and the gatekeeping is why I left the church.
Ah, there we are. We've gotten into the important topic, you see, because I know a guy who puts out stuff about churches and why they're growing and shrinking. And so this is a really valuable testimony to us in that conversation, Dwayne. And thank you very much for providing it.
Disrespect, dishonorable behavior, and gatekeeping, instead of honest preachers honestly preaching the word of God. That's why I don't go to church no more. And I've been ordained. I was ordained in 1997. I've started 3 Bible institutes. I've pastored 2 churches, assistant pastored 2 other churches. All right. I'm not some podunk, ignorant hick hillbilly out here who just spits tobacco and reads the Bible. All right. I've been around for a long time. And I've done a lot of study. Okay. And so.
May they continue to do so, Clint. May they continue to do so. So that is fascinating, and all of this is our ballpark. And one thing I'd like to point out also, if you're watching, Dwayne, you see, you have over 1 million subscribers, which makes you much like the Game of Thrones thing. People talk about the TV shows they watch to make conversation, and so it's, try not to take it personal. It's just the nature of the attention beast we feed here on YouTube. But you're a TV show now, man. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. And that's the Sunday service for April 7th, the pre-eclipsia day. And what did they do? We might find out soon.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Danny.
All right, thank you for joining me in body and making me feel virtually not alone. Don't forget all that stuff we have for comment discussion. Have a wonderful Sunday. Oh, sure, McMo. Say something so I have to come on after the train. Just throw that one in there. Like, dear Lord, please forgive me for the things I'm too stupid to ask forgiveness for. Come on, man. It's not hard.